Hi guys, just doing another review for Fear the Walking Dead, season 7, episode 10. So this is probably like an average episode, because it mainly focuses on Charlie, a character who's just like, I mean the biggest thing she did is you know what, but I guess I'll talk about spoilers in this review as usual, and it'll probably be a really short review because it's a Charlie episode, so yeah. Because they haven't really done much of her character since she killed Nick, so she's just been a character that's just there, and I guess she's really stealthy and stuff, and that's what they've kind of used her for. Since Alicia spared her anyway, yeah. Because ages ago she could have been dead, like Alicia could have killed her, but she decided to spare her because I guess Nick like saw good in her, and that's what she's tried to be ever since. Yeah. And yeah, this episode we kind of see her get a lot of focus, but it doesn't really do anything to really make her finally more likable. Even though it's kind of hard to do that at this point. Because say like Negan as example, Negan killed like probably the most loved character in The Walking Dead, Glenn, but he still became such a fun and my favorite character. Where Charlie, she kills Nick, and I'm just like, they haven't really done with anything with her since then. We just got like that scene with Alicia and Charlie, and then nothing. So that's why I'm kind of excited for Madison to come back and have a scene with Charlie, because they haven't really done anything big with Charlie ever since she killed Nick. So yeah, like season 4, season 5. That's the only time Charlie was kind of important, and then like 6 and 7, nothing. She's just a nothing character, man. And for her to get a hot episode, I mean, it's kind of joined with like this new character who is one of those one episode characters again, which I would say he was decent. He's not as good as like the first episode character. Like, yeah, that character was way better. Paul, like, I loved his character. Not loved, but he was a really good character, and I kind of wish that he actually survived instead of dying at the end of episode 1. Well, not episode 1. I mean, like episode 9. Last week's episode. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. But the first episode of this half, the second half of season 7. Yeah. Because basically, I guess it's this kid named Ali who's 15 who wants to be a ranger, basically a part of Strand's gang, but he has to prove himself by capturing like a rare butterfly. But instead, he kind of runs into Charlie. I mean, he does get the butterfly as well, but yeah, he runs into Charlie, takes a hostage. Strand's main guy kind of is the one who's kind of convincing Ali to do certain things and to prove himself and become a ranger. Trying to get in his head with what a ranger should be. But he meets Charlie. He starts to change his mind in a way, even though he does want to be a ranger. He doesn't really like the viewpoint of how Strand does things. Because I guess he was supposed to let Charlie die when basically, because Charlie is trying to get inside, or should I say, infiltrate, Padre, but because basically like there's a squad that is supposed to like was supposed to get something for like elevator, because I guess the elevator is not working, so a bunch of people died for nothing just to get parts to fix the elevator. So Charlie decides to go on that mission to prove herself and be let in Padre, and I guess Ali kind of goes with her. They can have like a romantic thing going on. It gets to a point where they get captured by these people. Ali kills them by using walkers that are like behind the door, because they're all dumb. Even though they had guns, they could have just easily just mowed them down, but nope, they get killed. Because Ali's been here before, so he kind of knows what to expect. So that's why he was probably able to avoid it. He gets with Charlie. I mean, they meet back up basically because Charlie basically sneaked up on the top. She gets the parts that they need anyway. But then, Charlie kind of reveals that, she's basically, her goal was to get inside Padre and then turn off the lights, so that would give, like, Morgan and them a chance to attack Padre and basically take the tower. But she says she doesn't want to do that anymore. She just wants to basically betray Morgan and be a part of Strand's group. If that's what she's basically was going to do, just to be with this guy Ali, this new character who she's only known for like a day, at, at most anyway. She's willing to betray the people who gave her a second chance, so she could just be with Strand's group, and I guess things would be easier for her because things are really bad with Morgan right now. But that shows that Charlie's not a likable character, man. There was even a second where I thought like they're gonna make John's character not likable, and I mean John's father, yeah. But I guess he's just trying to get on the good side of Strand with just agreeing with everything that the Strand's main guy is saying, yeah. Even when he kills, because it gets to a point, where they get back, but we find out that Charlie's sick, which is kind of, bad because if I don't really want Charlie to die until it gets to the point where Madison comes back and confronts Charlie for killing Nick. I want at least that, and then after that, like whatever, kill Charlie. I don't care at that point, but to me, Charlie needs to live until we get to that moment where Madison actually comes back. And it's kind of the same with Strand. Charlie and Strand, obviously Alicia, those three characters need to survive because I want Madison to, interact with all three of them. I mean, if Madison's the one who kills Charlie, like I'm fine with that. But yeah, just those three characters, I want them to survive because it's kind of unclear what's happening with Alicia, like her condition. Strand, he's basically the main villain, so I just don't want him to die yet until Madison sees him again. Because because the person who could fully like take down, like, well, there's actually two ways to take down Strand's guard, and it's Madison and Alicia. Because Alicia is the thing that Strand wants the most right now. And if he saw Madison, he'd be like in shock, and that would just completely take his guard down because he thought she was dead. So yeah. And this review was supposed to be short, but I'm kind of like adding extra things just to, I guess, make it go on because, yeah, like I said, this was like an average episode, but just all the things I want to happen instead of what we actually got in this episode, and how, Charlie might die because she kind of gets exposed to the radiation because that's what happened to the, I guess, previous squad while also getting devoured by walkers because, one of them did make it back and told them what happened. And now I guess Charlie got exposed to it because Ali was gonna leave her behind, but he decides to take her, and then that's when they find out from Amy, yeah. But yeah, I just don't want Charlie to die yet. But yeah, because it'd be really lame because I really want that interaction to see Madison just flip out on her for killing her son and all that. Just get a really good scene. Man, just the amount of awesome scenes we can get with Madison, with her just coming back in like even just one episode before this, season ends, and then we have to wait like a whole 6 months for the next season just to see more Madison, if they're actually keeping her around anyway. See what's been going on with her and how she survived and got no scars from the situation she was in. But yeah. And as for Ali, he decides to do something for Charlie, like the thing that she was here for. Because I just knew that she was, trying to infiltrate the place and do something for Morgan. Like, that was obvious. I was even getting to a point where she's going to kill Ali, but instead, Ali and Charlie have a relationship together, even though they haven't known each other they haven't known each other for that long, and they just randomly get in a relationship. I'm just like, really? And it gets to the point where Ali's willing to, turn off the lights, but then that's when Strand's guy sees what he's doing and has to kill him, throws him off. Charlie's sad. Just everyone's like mad at him, so the doctor just stands up for Charlie and saying you can't do anything to her because Strand's guy just wants to kill her. So yeah, because if you get rid of the doctor, like then like you're gonna have nothing because that's like one of the most important things. So he couldn't really do anything. So yeah, I guess Charlie's safe for now. She'll be treated until she can get better. Because I don't want her to die yet until Madison comes back. So, and then they've actually interacted with each other and to know about what each other's been going on and all that. Yeah, with what Charlie did. Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's it. Not much to say about this episode. It kind of felt like a waste of time. Mostly a waste of time, yeah. Because this character just died in this episode, so like Ali, the one who they focused on the most, well, Ali and Charlie. So it did feel like a waste of time. Like, what was the point? He just died anyway. Like, yeah, he didn't even achieve anything at all. Like, if he at least turned off the lights, at least that's at least something. Like, if he smashed the light and then they killed him, okay, at least something happened with his character. But instead, he just died, and Charlie's got radiation poisoning. Like, nothing's really achieved in this episode. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll end it here. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.